This is question number 17 on the November 2013 higher calculator paper. This question is a pretty straightforward question, right, which you're familiar with. You should be able to get all 4 marks available for this. The first 2 marks are for completing this table, and they've given you the equation y is equal to x cubed minus 4x. So what you need to do is to work out these values for the blank spaces there, and you'll get 2 marks for that. Now, given that this is the calculator paper, right, what you need to do is to put in the x values into this equation and cube x and then take away 4 times x. So always start from the positive side. It is pretty straightforward. And I'll do this one just to indicate what you need to do. You need to do 2 cubed and then take away 4 lots of that 2. And this is quite similar to what you do when you're using trial and improvement, or you're doing a trial and improvement question. I'm going to enter that on the calculator. Use brackets. Brackets are useful, especially when you have negative numbers involved. So we're going to use it here. It's not essential for the positive numbers, but when you get to the negative numbers, it is very useful. So if you keep them in there, it actually does help. So I'm going to enter that in. I'm going to do brackets 2, close brackets, and I'm going to cube it. So that means I'm going to cube all of that, take away, and I'm going to use brackets again, 4 times 2, close brackets. And that gives me an answer of 0. So I'll put that in to that space, and 0 goes there. I'll use the replay button to go backwards and change those 2's to 1, because that's the next value that I'm trying to work out. So 1 cubed minus 4 times 1 equals, and that gives me minus 3. So I'm going to put minus 3 into this space here. Now we get to the negatives. So I need to work it out for minus 2 and minus 3. And what I'll do here is I'm going to replace those 1's, first of all, with minus 2. And you need to be familiar with this. Use the minus button, minus 2, and I'll change the 1 there to minus 2. And that gives me 0. And I'm going to go back and change those minus 2's into minus 3's. And that's going to give me minus 15. Okay, so those are the values that I've gotten, and I've used my calculator to help me work out those. That's 2 marks for that part of the question. And now the next part of the question requires me to plot those points and draw a graph. And let's just look at what that question asks. It says, on the grid, draw the graph of y is equal to x cubed minus 4x from x is minus 3 to x is equal to 3. And that's actually just plotting these points in the table. Always use a pencil when you're going to plot these points, and use a ruler sometimes to help you guide and see where you want to go. So I want to do 3, 15, so I go to 3 there and 15 up. Now this is going to be a bit tricky. 15 is going to be halfway between these 2 points, and if I go along and just follow it, 3, that's going to be that point there. I'm going to try to be as precise as possible, and I'm going to put a cross to indicate where that is. Then when x is equal to 2, it's 0, which is pretty straightforward. It's that point there. When x is equal to 1, y is minus 3. So when x is equal to 1, I need to go down to minus 3, and minus 3 is going to be that point halfway along there. That's minus 3. So I'm going to go across all the way to here and put across there. Then when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, which is this point here. When x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 3, so minus 1, and then I need to go up to 3, which is again that point halfway between 2 and 3, which is there. When x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 0, so it's back at 0 here. And then finally, when x is equal to minus 3, X is equal to minus 3, y is equal to minus 15. I just need to move the sheet up to show where that point is going to be. So when x is minus 3, I need to go all the way down to 15. That's 15 there. So I'm going to put my cross at that point. Now, what I need to do for this stage is to draw a curve that connects these points. Now, the graph is going to look something like this. Okay, so I'm going to connect them up to make a curve, and I'm just going to start with these points here so I could make a nice smooth curve that goes through. And it's difficult to get this right first time, but sometimes it's easier to move the paper around. It doesn't need to be particularly dark, but that is enough to get me full marks. That's a neat curve that goes through all the points. The points are correct, the points have been plotted correctly, and there's 2 marks going for this part of the question. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do. Make sure you could do it, and make sure you could use your calculator to help you get the set of values and complete the table as indicated there.